Mr. Biko, Mr. Biko. We are live. I know. All right, we are live. Hey, Tati. All right, guys. I could listen to this all night. It's your girl AniYa. So sorry we're coming in at the 9 o'clock hour, but you already know we had to set it up. And then, of course, we had our resident here tonight, Mr. Biko, setting things off and making us laugh up in the building. And as you know, I love to laugh. So whenever something is going down, okay, we're going to talk about it and we're going to laugh for a few minutes. So you might be hearing from Mr. Biko in a few minutes. But tonight, I want to shout out my auntie who's watching. Shouts out to Tachi Deb, who's watching live with us presently. I'm not even sure if she's in Florida, if she's in Cali, if she's in Brazil, if she's in Haiti. This one loves to travel so much, and I'm so proud of her and all of her accomplishments because she's really doing it big. So kudos to you, Tati, and for everybody that's going to be coming in. As you all know, we typically start at 8:30 p.m., but I had an interview tonight. So real quick, let's go in. Tonight is an open discussion, open forum. So if anybody wants to join us live, get on Zoom. You can get on Zoom and join us as it's an open discussion. And primarily, we're just going to recap the interview that I had about Haiti real quick and all of the discouraging things that are presently happening in my family's country of Haiti. I get calls almost every single day to be interviewed or to be on the front lines for Haiti as an activist and as an advocate, an educator, and somebody who really cares. People oftentimes want to see me fighting for the cause. And then I have to remind people that things are not changing. And I'm actually really having big issues with the fact that other communities and countries are getting a lot of support. and we are not. Oh, Santa Clara, California is in the house. Thank you so much, Tati. This is just one of the logos. I actually have 3 or 4 logos for the different entities that I have. This is the backdrop that we have for now, but we're looking to invest into different backdrops and more goodies. I want to say merchandise. We have hats, and we have a website that we're working on, constantly working on. And we are definitely trying to do what we can back as we have taken the activism hat off for a little bit. And we're working on the business side of things again, because the business brings in the bread and butter. So for all those that are watching, thank you so much for your support. And that's what I'm talking about tonight. In regards to Haiti, for example, whenever everything was happening with President Jovenel in Haiti and all of the immigrants trying to get here to have a better life, I went almost 7 months straight in the fight for Haiti. You know, the arrestation on the Brooklyn Bridge, back and forth to the courts to, plead for my innocence, as well as the 5 other members of the Brooklyn Bridge 6, we call ourselves. And it was a very trying time. So to quickly recap what occurred. Thank you so much, Gregory Roberts. Gregory Roberts says, what's a lovely sight to see tonight. Thank you so much, as always. Hi, Nancy Jo. Hi, Judina. Hi, everybody watching on Instagram. So to go full circle, tonight, I had an interview in regards to Haiti and in regards to the work that I've been doing and trying to get some things done for the country. But it's not just for the country, it's for the people. But it's very difficult when you don't have active leadership and those that really care for the communities that you're trying to service, and you feel all alone. So presently, I try to explain to those that are, that are on the front lines, like myself, that it's very difficult to fight for Haiti when we don't have leadership in Haiti. I'm not sure when we're going to be able to replay the interview on this platform. So for now, let me just quickly recap. Shout out to Patrick Auguste of Une Nouvelle pour Haïti. I think that's the name of the platform. Chantal Auguste and everybody that was on with me tonight. Interestingly enough, I was on a platform and people from Texas were there. If you all remember back in September, or was it October? I was flown into Texas to look for our Haitian immigrants when they were held captive in the detention camps after they tried to get refuge into the United States, which they should have been allowed to, because if you guys know anything about the wet foot, dry foot situation, they were supposed to be able to stay in America until their day of court. However, with Title 42, Trump passed this law, right, during his administration, him and his racist little boys passed a law stating that they could not stay if they were coming from countries like Africa, like Haiti, like Guatemala, and Mexico and things of that nature, because they're black and brown people, let's be honest, because that rule does not apply to the Ukrainians, the Afghanis, and others that do not look like myself, or Mr. Alexis, or Mr. Rico, or Taxi Debbie. These laws only apply to the Black and brown communities. So with that being said, when people come to me and they want me to be on the front line, first of all, I express to them, my emotional state can't take another thing, because we cannot fight the United States government and the powers that be. They have made it so that it is so difficult for the immigrants to have their day in court, for them to have access to health care and different things of that nature. But you know what? I don't fault the Haitians that are coming into America, nor do I fault the United States government, because they're going to be racist irregardless. Who I fault are the Haitian leaders, or the lack thereof. Those in power in Haiti that have sold us out one time after another, and who also steal the country's monies and resources. And you guys can chime in, send your comments in, please. I'll be reading them. What's happened is the Haitian politics is so bad and so corrupt. You have people that were former presidents who have the power to kill presidents and to assassinate those that he doesn't want in power when they're trying to help the country. You also have those in leadership that are stealing the country's resources, giving them to the other communities, such as the Americans and Canadians, etc., to profit off of them. Then you have those that are seeing that there's so much distress in Haiti that they'd rather take all of their financial gain and invest in the Dominican Republic. And the Dominican Republic doesn't want anything to do with the Haitian community unless they're bringing in business for them. And what do we have in return? People like myself, activists, who are sitting here crying out to get more help and more resources, but it's damn near difficult and so annoying because we don't have anybody that really can help us in our pleas. So that's just a quick recap. But again, I shared all of this pretty much during that time I was being interviewed today. It's a lot. It's a lot. People don't even know what I've been through in the past year. And then wait, here's the funniest part. And you have the people that are in America those who became American citizens or those who have great jobs now, who are Haitian descent, who sit there and ridicule people like myself who give a damn. And then they say stupid stuff like, why would you waste your time helping those people? They don't deserve your help. You know, you have nothing else to do with your time, AniYa. Like, or you have no business helping those people. They should have stayed in the countries that they're in as they're suffering. As they're suffering, as they're trying to get a better life for themselves, as they're trying to, gain some kind of freedoms in the United States, because they were told that the United States has freedom for them and abilities to work. And that's another good point. Somebody opened the door for them to be able to come to the United States of America, to get jobs, to be able to support themselves, to go to school, to get adequate health care, to have running water and lights on, okay? But when it comes to the other people that are really trying their best to get the same opportunities, it's a problem for them. So it's a lot, but God is faithful. So we're not gonna be on here for too much longer because as I also told you guys, during this interview today, as well as before, in my flight and in my fight to helping Haiti, I've missed out on like $1 million in regards to SBA funding, funding for my companies, business opportunities. I've missed out on so much money because from July 6th, the 6th of July, and moving forward to the next day, which was the 7th of July. Let me tell you what happened on the 6th of July real quick. On the 6th of July, we had myself being invited to a secret meeting, official meeting with the governor, Andrew Cuomo, as well as a lot of community leaders through my affiliations with the National Action Network under the Reverend Al Sharpton. And a lot of times when it comes to those types of meetings, I don't tell anybody that I'm going to them because they're like, not open to the public type deal. But apparently Governor Cuomo that day was supposed to sign some bills and give monies towards stopping the violence in our communities. And for whatever reason, I didn't know what the topic was. I just knew that I wanted to come and share and talk about Haiti. Haiti was on my mind so much that I literally connected with all the leaders as well as Andrew Cuomo that day. And all I could talk about was Haiti. It was like this thing that surrounded me and that covered me. And it was just like Haiti, Haiti, Haiti was the only thing on my mind. It was the strangest thing. Well, God knew why, because literally less than 12 hours after I communicated all the problems with Haiti and whether or not Andrew Cuomo, the former governor, could help, hours later, who gets assassinated? The president of Haiti. And I get all these calls from everybody, and literally I get all these people sending their condolences, and literally like, did you know that this was gonna happen, AniYa? And I'm like, how the hell would I know that the president of Haiti was gonna get assassinated on the 7th of July? Like, there's no way of AniYa knowing that the president of Haiti would get assassinated. So long story short, guys, I literally had this thing that God put on my spirit to help the people without even knowing what was going to happen. And from July 6th, basically to January, almost February-ish, I was doing nonstop work for Haiti and missed out on so many opportunities. But the way I look at it is God knew, and he had me in position to help the people because he knew that I missed out on. I'm just praying that God opens those doors again for me, which I feel like he is slowly but surely. With that being said, let me read a comment, and anybody that wants to join us, I'm about to drop the links right now for you guys to join me now and jump on the Zoom. I would love to hear from all of you because this topic tonight and the topics that we're going to talk about, we're going to be on here for the next 15 minutes or so. But we just wanted to, let you all know that you can join us. Let us know how you feel about this topic about Haiti. But also the other big topic is what's going on presently in Harlem. So for me, Haiti and Harlem kind of go hand in hand. Number one, let me say this before I read this comment. Let me say this. When I was working and doing everything I could for Haiti at the time, I was actually planning an event, bringing Haiti to Harlem, because I wanted to have a fashion show event to showcase our beauty as a Caribbean, as a beautiful Black people coming to Harlem, which is the space that I love. My office is in Harlem on 125th. And I just wanted to have a space and something to showcase that we're not like the shithole country, has nothing. There's a lot of good that comes out of Haiti, right or wrong. There's a lot of great things, right? I'm one of them. I'm a great thing that came out of Haiti, if you don't mind me saying so myself. And literally, I wanted us to have an event that could actually have some, artists and things like that. And one of the main artists that we were going to have was Mika Ben. Mika Ben is actually a very good friend of mine. He's actually a Haitian artist, and he was just featured on Love and Hip Hop Miami. I didn't even know he was featured. Everybody was calling me up after I created the flyer. I was like, definitely coming, because Mika Ben made a super grand appearance on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Long story short, something's occurred and we couldn't have the event anymore. And it just broke my ever-loving heart, great thing happening. All that to say, we're gonna still have an event. Not sure, the reason there's such a coalition between Haiti and Harlem for me is because of the fact that they're both kind of ran by Black communities. And although Harlem used to be a beautiful mecca of Blackness and greatness, I don't know what Harlem is turning into, but I am gonna share something with you all that I got today that breaks my heart because the gentrification is so real. And I don't want Haiti to be gentrified, but I feel like Haiti is about to be gentrified because these people can't get it together. And you know, the gentrifiers, if you can't get it together, they step right in. So let's read this real quick. People that criticize you for Haiti, those same people are not no organization themselves. Absolutely, Gregory Roberts, that's coming from Instagram. And honestly, the people that actually criticize me the most are pretty much losers themselves. So I don't even consider what they have to say because I know when people are hateful and when they really care. And those people are literally hateful people that want to criticize me about my love and my passion that God put inside of me. It's not that one day I woke up and said, oh, AniYa, maybe you should become a freedom fighter for Haiti. Yeah, right. Nobody ever chooses to become a fighter for another country, especially since I haven't been there in 20 years. Another thing about that is the last time I was in Haiti was literally when my grandmother died of cancer, I want to say almost 20 years ago. So when people ask me like, when was the last time I was in Haiti? And I share with them 20 years ago, they're like, wait, what? 20 years ago, AniYa? I'm like, yeah, but it's God that put this inside of me and it's a whole like thing. So anyway, with that being said, I wanted to talk about that this evening and one other topic. So thank you all for tuning in. Share your comments. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody that's watching now. Share your thoughts, share your comments. And something that came across my desk today, literally as I was doing some work, I got this alert and I said, you know what, I gotta share this because at the end of the day, this is very strange to me that things are changing so rapidly in Harlem. And, you know, something that happens behind the scenes with politics is people that are in politics or political power, they don't ever see the writing on the wall until it's too late. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Amen. Amen, honey. So real quick, what ended up happening was literally with the recent debacle against the lieutenant governor. Here's AniYa's theories. And again, I hope none of my devices shut down real quick because it feels like sometimes the big brother in them is watching and listening to me. So they be shutting me down for real. I am not even gonna hold you. So I feel like they literally set up Brian Benjamin. Amen, Tachi Debbie. I feel like they literally set up Brian Benjamin, the former senator who became our lieutenant governor through the powers that be. And I feel like that, you know, he was in business with these developers, as we've seen. And that's actually who set him up, right? The developer set him up for failure. And what ends up happening is a lot of people don't see the writing on the wall, like, especially when it comes to our Black communities. And I can openly talk about this because I've been doing politics, especially behind closed doors for a number of years. And I see how politics and politicians, I call them politicians because this is politics, this is not politics, this is politicians, how they operate. And a lot of times those with the most money and those that have the most clout or the most to give or the most to buy, in other words, the developers and those that sit on millions and billions of dollars, they come to the politicians, especially if it's a young Black person or even just a stupid person. A lot of times it's not always Black. There are white politicians that have fallen for the traps too. They'll come to you and make a side deal, right? If you give me X and Y territory to do what I have to do for this particular situation, then I'll give you X and Y in return. And a lot of times it's, you know, that quid pro quo, i.e. it's that exchange that is not necessarily legal. And people like Brian Benjamin, for example, and I'm not throwing him under the bus, I'm still a big supporter of my guy, Brian Benjamin, but people like Brian Benjamin will fall for the old okey doke. Lord, I forgot to plug this in. I thought I did. Right in here, my love. They will fall for the old okey doke because they feel as though they're friends. And there's no friendships in politics. There's no friendships in politics, and there's no such things as clean business when it comes to these doing business with these developers. So what ends up happening is these people that are in position are literally going in and thinking, oh, these developers are my friends. These people actually care for what I got going on. And guess what? That's not the case half of the time. So we have to be very careful. Hence why I'm bringing forth this information this evening, because when this came across my desk, I sat there and I was like, I wonder if this has anything to do with our friend Brian Benjamin. Because at the end of the day, let's call a radish like a radish. I don't know, there's an old adage that says, let's call, what is it that they, a spade, thank you. And I don't understand even why the terminology exists, but let's call the spade, honey. You know, I'm Haitian, so we don't utilize those types of analogies, but let's call a spade. Let's talk about it. How is it that these developers were able to go in the Harlem community, right? Get all of these deals done. And then the main person that was in position is out on his butt right now. So I'm going to share the screen real quick with all of you. And then we're going to talk about how this is. Now, funny enough, my viewers have gone away, and this has happened to me before, whereas I feel like something happened and the big brother, aka Zuckerberg, is listening, and he's like, you are not going to talk about this tonight, but that's okay, because people have to know the truth. How is it that now, after these things are happening, we're seeing more development happening? One of the things that occurred, right, just a couple of weeks ago is also I got from the Harlem Patch a message, whereas this community, again, down the street on 116th Street, literally just a few blocks away from where we are, ended up with a $700 million project. Hold on. Let me share real quick and let you all know. Oh no, you can't go into my out, because it's just not fair. To me, it's just not fair how people can get away with this type of. If you all are familiar with 125th Street in Harlem, you know this area. This morning, you guys can see that wherever you are. Oh, what's happening? Murders are occurring all over the town live. Hey, I'm discussing today, AKA the train system. Yes, I'm gonna read it. Do an eminent domain exchange. They give you like because they need it for their purposes, the city's purposes. In South Florida, and I was thinking New Yorkers had way more rights than that, you know, because it's the good old boy racist state. They can do whatever they want. That couldn't happen in New York, but I got this message today. So ready? I'm reading something from patch.com. Let me double check on my end to make sure that it can be seen. And again, all of this is kind of happening around the same time as the crazy situation with Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin. Okay, perfect. You guys can see it. And of course, I may lose people tonight because of this, but I'm here to tell the truth and shame the devil. So it says, and I'm going to go slow. Ready for this? And King Willie, I wish you are on my Facebook page. But if you want to see what I'm showing you guys, go to my Facebook page, AniYa A period. Spell it out, ANIYA space period spelled out. And you can see what I'm sharing right now, because there's a correlation here between Brian Benjamin as well as these developers coming into Harlem at a very rapid rate and pretty much taking over and taking what they want from our politicians because they don't know no better. Here we go. It says 125th Street building seized by MTA for 2nd Avenue subway. The state has filed its first plans to take over a privately owned Central Harlem building to make way for the long delayed subway line. If you'll notice here, this is menswear Fino, and I believe this is actually right next to the, I've bought stuff in here before. I think this is right next to Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret. Displaced people take businesses at their leisure because they can. Okay, I need you guys to follow the trend. It says Harlem, New York. It's still years away, but the 2nd Avenue subway's Harlem extension is already stirring to life. New court filings show the MTA is moving to seize a building on 125th that will be demolished as part of the train line's construction. The building at 120 West 125th Street between Adam Clayton Powell and Malcolm X Boulevard is currently home to Fino, a men's clothing store. A lot of men shop there and a lot of women shop for their men right in Fino's. Trust me, I know. It's down the street from where I am. Though it sits about a half-mile west of the new subway line's planned terminus at Lexington Avenue, the MTA is acquiring the 125th Street site because it plans to build an unspecified artillery facility there, according to court records. An MTA spokesperson told Patch that the property's exact use has not been determined, but said it will not be open to the public. Can you imagine that? Let's stop there for one good old second, y'all. I need you guys to catch this. We're gonna seize your land. We're gonna stop you all from working. We're gonna stop you all from doing what you have to do in your own communities. And we're not gonna even use the building yet. And who's gonna stop them? Because the person I feel who is responsible for these transactions and these things that are happening is no longer in office because he went from senator overseeing a whole lot of properties and things of that nature, a whole lot of the community, to now the lieutenant governor. And then, of course, behind, closed doors deals, things started coming to the light. And guess what? He's no longer the lieutenant governor because they found him to do fraudulent activities. And now he is in a place where he has no power and no say-so. I got the revelation. I did, because I was like, something is really awry. Something is really messed up with what's happening in Harlem. And if you'll notice, Harlem was the Black Mecca of New York. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, no, you're right.
Okay. And now all these major entities and companies are coming and they're scooping in. They are literally coming in, and we are having less and less authority, and more buildings are being taken away from us in the communities, and stuff like this is happening. They don't even know what they're gonna build here, guys, but they're taking the property because they can. I need Black people to especially open their eyes to see how this is a problem. A lot of times people be like, AniYa, you just be talking to talk. No, I don't. I know what I'm talking about. Because what's happening is they're taking pieces of this community. And of course, people that were in position, such as Perkins or Perkinson, I feel is his name. He was a former council member, right? He was in office and really fell ill, and nobody was really out there doing what they had to do while he was in office. And you have a lot of other politicians, right, who have not been keeping up and doing what they have to do. They're taking all of their leadership away from them, and you're going to see the biggest turnaround, because already you see the gentrification happening. You see the different people colonizing and coming in, and I just want everybody to wake up and smell the coffee. That's all I got to say about that. With that being said, it also goes on to say, though it's okay, I read that part on Wednesday, the MTA filed documents in state court laying out plans to take over the building, which is currently owned by a private landlord, MKK Properties. Can you believe that?
So he ain't got no fight.
No fight. No fight in the game. It is the first of more than a dozen property seizures that the MTA plans to make as it clears room for the subway. But I bet you they couldn't do that in Manhattan or in the Jewish communities. Am I lying? I'm lying.
That's messed up.
So they're taking that away from MKK Properties, and there's a dozen more coming. A power granted to it.
Good money.
Honey, they can't make any money really off of this. A power granted to it by the state's eminent domain law, which allows governments to take control of private land if it will be redeveloped for public use. But who's getting paid? The state and the city. The other buildings slated to be seized are mostly along 2nd Ave in East Harlem, where the MTA needs to build subway entrances and ventilation towers for the 2-mile, $6.3 billion project. After stalling for years, a plan to extend the 2nd Avenue subway to Harlem from its current terminus at 96th Street is finally advancing, thanks to part of anticipated funding from the last year's federal infrastructure bill. It cleared another hurdle in January when the federal government moved it into the engineering phase. allowing experts to study its impact ahead of its eventual approval. Once construction starts, it will take about 8 years to build the new line, which will include stations at East 106th, 116th, and 125th Street. Last spring, Patch reported on a hearing that the MTA held to discuss its plan to seize privately owned properties, most of which it hopes to achieve through negotiated settlements with owners, according to one MTA leader. Still, some owners pleaded with the agency to reconsider. Please don't take our property and let us continue with our development, said Peter Pekora, whose real estate company has sought for years to construct an apartment building on 2nd Ave and East 120th Street, a project that would be canceled if the MTA seizes the land. Once complete, however, the MTA says the 2nd Avenue subway's Harlem phase will be a boon, I guess they meant a boom, to the city, serving around 100,000 daily riders and creating new access to the transit-starved East Side. And you can catch that on patch.com/New York/Harlem/125th Street building seized MTA 2nd Avenue train. And we have no fight in this game. We have nothing. And it's unfortunate and it's sad because at the end of the day, we are a people that don't own anything anyway. And a little bit that we did have control over, they find ways and laws to remove them from our possession. Get it? Eminent domain, remove possession. Okay, I try to make a correlation. Anyway, guys, it's your girl AniYa. Like I said, I was only here for a few minutes to share this update with all of you, sexy and wonderful human beings. I've had a lot of bad news for today. I've been going through a lot myself, but I'm gonna stay as positive as possible. And I will be back this Wednesday with another live show. And we'll be back with our one and only team ECI to discuss some great things with you. Hopefully there's money matters that we can discuss so that we can talk about how people making this bread. And I think one of the topics we should throw in is Twitter and Elon Musk. With that being said, we are going to shut it down for now, but we'll be back, guys. See you on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Team ECI, and then 8:30 p.m. for the AniYa show, depending on how the next couple of days go. All right. Good night, guys.